In this video, I'm going to show you how to quickly translate an application using the IBM Globalization Pipeline service from IBM Bluemix directly from IBM DevOps Services. To use the Globalization Pipeline service from DevOps Services, you need to first create an instance of the Globalization Pipeline service on IBM Bluemix in your organization and space. The instance of the Globalization Pipeline service does not need to be bound to any application. Also, if you already have an instance of the service that you are using with another application, there's no need to create another instance of the service. As you can see, I already have created an instance of the Globalization Pipeline service, so there's no need for me to create another one. And here is the dashboard displaying the service out on IBM Bluemix. Once you have confirmed that you have an instance of the Globalization Pipeline service in your Bluemix organization and space, switch to IBM DevOps Services and select a project that you'd like to translate. I have already created a WebSphere Liberty application project, and I've linked it to my Bluemix organization and space. Here's the source code to my project, and as you can see in a moment, I have one property file that contains all my translatable strings that are used in my application. I would like to get this content quickly translated, so I'm going to create a stage and a job to translate my property file automatically for me. To translate my content, I click on the Build and Deploy tab. Next, click on Add Stage. My project has already been linked to my source code repository, so I don't need to fill in any other information. For the purposes of demoing, I'm going to change the stage trigger to have the stage run manually to make it easier for me to control when jobs get run. Normally, you would have jobs run whenever a change is pushed. Next, click on the Jobs tab, and now click on Add Job. Select the build job type, and let's name this job Translate. From the builder type, select IBM Globalization Pipeline. Verify that the target, organization, and space are correct for your application. Remember that you must have created an instance of the Globalization Pipeline service already for this organization and space. The Globalization Pipeline build job will automatically detect and use your instance of the Globalization Pipeline service from Bluemix when this job is executed. Enter the name of your property file. You don't need to enter the path to the property file, just the name of the file. The job will automatically search your source code for the file. In my case, the name of the property file is Translation, so I just edit the default name. Enter the languages that you want to translate your property file into. You can specify the languages as a comma delimited list, or simply use the value all to translate into all available languages. I'm going to go ahead and select all. Next, enter the bundle prefix. The bundle prefix is simply a name that you select to identify the content from your property file in the Globalization Pipeline Services dashboard. In my case, I'm simply going to use the name of my project as the bundle. Now, save the job. Now, let's go ahead and run the stage. Once the stage starts the job, it will automatically connect to your Bluemix account and locate an instance of the Globalization Pipeline service in your account. Once your credentials are found, the job will create a bundle with the name you indicated and will upload the property file that you specified to the Globalization Pipeline service. Once the service starts to translate your content, the job will automatically download the translated content and create translated property files for you. Each translated file will be temporarily stored for you in the same directory as the source property file. Once the job is completed, you can find your files on the Artifact tab. If we navigate to My Resources folder, you can see that all my translated property files have been created for me by the job. At this point, you can continue with the rest of your build process. As you continue to make changes to your application property file, the Globalization Pipeline service will automatically detect these changes and will only translate those strings that have changed in your application without you having to remember what is new and changed in your application. I hope this demo has shown you how quick and easy it is to translate your Bluemix application into other languages automatically from IBM DevOps Services without having to manually send your file to translation vendors and wait around for them to translate your file.